Hello, this is my video lecture about completing the squares. Okay, this is another completing the squares, and here we can review our four basic steps, which is to isolate the variable term, divide the middle term by 2x, square the result, and then add this result to both sides. Okay, so to start off here, we have 9x squared plus 12x plus 5 is equal to 0. What we want to start off by doing is what? Well, we want this to be we want the coefficient of this x squared to be 1. So in order to do that, we need to divide everything by 9. So let's do that. Okay, because it makes it a whole lot easier when we are completing the squares if we can do that. So after doing that, I'll have what? X squared, and let's see here, this is going to be plus 4/3 x, okay, plus 5/9 is equal to 0, okay. And then we're just going to continue, so let's isolate our variable terms. So I'm going to subtract 5/9 from both sides. Okay, and that'll leave me with x squared plus 4/3 x on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, I'll have negative 5/9. Okay, now what are we going to do? Well, we're going to divide our middle term by 2. So here's that middle term. We're going to divide this by 2. So, see here, make sure we're on the screen. 4/3 x. Well, dividing by 2x is the same thing as multiplying by 1 over 2x. So I'm going to multiply by 1 over 2x. So the x's cancels. And then also 2 goes into 4 2 times. So we have 2/3. And then we're going to take our 2/3 and we're going to do what with it? Well, step 2 tells us to square it. So we're going to square 2/3. And that's going to give us 4/9. Okay, and then we're going to add that 4/9 to both sides, so that's going to look like this: x squared plus 4/3 x plus 4/9, okay, is equal to a negative 5/9 plus 4/9, okay. And then what's going to be our next step here? Well, we're going to, this right here is a perfect square trinomial, okay? It's a perfect square trinomial, and its perfect square is x plus 2/3 squared, okay? And then negative 5/9 plus 4/9 is a negative 1/9, okay? So I'm going to continue by getting the square root of both sides. So I'm going to get the square root of both sides, okay, and this will be plus and minus. So the square root of a perfect square, once again, is just itself. So the square root of the x plus 2/3 squared is x plus 2/3, and all that is equal to, well, plus and minus. Okay, let's see, this would be 1/3 I, and if I add a 2/3 to both sides, excuse me, I subtract the 2/3 to both sides, I'll have x is equal to negative 2/3, okay, plus and minus I over 3. And then if you want to simplify that some more, that can equal to I over 3, negative 2 plus and minus I over 3. Okay. So once again, the four basic steps to solving, completing the squares is, let's review real quick. You want to isolate your variable terms, divide the middle term by 2x, square the result, and then add this result to both sides, okay, and then just simplify using your rules of algebra. So this has been my video lecture about completing the squares. You can look me up online, www.supergenius99.com. Thank you for listening.